You know what a great dating conversation would be? What kind of crazy are you? Because I can't tell from this distance, but if I get close to you. But you know, all these issues, you got to decide, am I going to focus on theirs or mine? Because I think the key to this thing of loving the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, and with all our strength, and loving our neighbor as ourselves, sometimes you got to put down this and pick up this and just ask God, so Lord, what is it that you're trying to teach me? Or what is it that I can change? Because I tried changing Charlie and Charlie won't change. So here I am, Lord. And in the words of the King of Pop, if you want to make the world a better place, where are you going to start? Sometimes you've got to start with your own self. And God says, you can't even help the people that you love when you're infected with the very issue that you're trying to solve. So it's love the Lord your God, that's one half. But it's also love your neighbor as yourself, that's the other half. You can't have this half right and not have this half right. You can't treat people like garbage and worship God at the same time. You can't get this right though until you get this right. You can't treat people well if you don't know God loves you, and you can't love God until you have received His love freely. And that's what makes it a cross. That's what makes it a cross. That's what makes it complete, is that it's this and it's this. We go around trying to love people and we're not even whole within ourselves. But the other thing is that He said, love your neighbor as yourself. Now, I've always known that that was a command, but it's also just an observation. That the way you love your neighbor is the way you love yourself. If you haven't received God's acceptance of you, you won't be able to accept anybody else as they are, because you don't even love yourself. And so a lot of times it starts there. It starts with saying, God, I can't go into these relationships anymore half empty and needing people. Sometimes I'm so needy. I was asking God the other day to help me not be so hard on others. And God said, well, first you're gonna have to not be so hard on you. Because what starts here, flows here, flows here, flows here, flows here. And I just wanted to begin this series today asking you, where is your focus? Because if another person is at the center of your focus and they're responsible for the fulfillment of your joy, you're gonna always be miserable. If you're trying to do God's job in fixing somebody else and you have a focus on what they need to become, let me tell you something. There is no worse strategy for your own personal satisfaction in life than to place that responsibility in someone else's hands. So for all of us who have been saying, you know, I need someone to complete me, or I need you to complete me, or I need this, the message I think God has for us today is, give me my job back. I'm a good God. I'm a good Father. I know what you need. And here's the difference between God and everybody else in your life. Not only does He know what you need, He has what you need. And He's the only one who has what you need.